Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. In today's video, we're going to dive into how I use my brainstorming notebook along with my planner in order to organize all of my notes and anything that I need to do. So this is my brainstorming notebook. It is a Leuchtturm 1917 notebook with a Moterm cover. I really love this cover. It's a leather cover. It's gray and it has pockets on the inside. I usually will just keep some stickers in here. And it also has like a top pocket, which I really love as well, because usually I will just put some pins, like I will clip them in here. So I can have one pin here and one pin in the actual loop. So usually it will just look like this, in which I'm sure this is not the actual use for this pocket, but that's just how I use it. So I use this notebook as a brainstorming notebook. It's a really messy notebook and I really do like it that way because I am not trying to keep it neat. I'm not trying to make sure that it looks a particular way. I know that it's going to be super messy, which means I will usually just do scratch outs and a whole bunch of other things in here. And I feel like it's great to have a place where you don't have to be super neat. I am a little bit neater in my planner, even though with my planner sometimes it's not as neat, but I do feel like I am neater in my planner than I am in this notebook. In this notebook, really anything goes. So let me just walk you through a couple of ways that I use this notebook. The first way that I will use it is to brainstorm or to script out my videos. So anytime I have a video idea, I will use this notebook in order to start writing down my ideas and writing down any points that I would like to put in that particular video. So I will go to any page that I have in here and then I will just write it out. But if it is a video that I'm going to film soon, what I will do is add a little tab to it. And that lets me know that this is the video that I am about to film. And so it helps me to easily turn to the page. And as you can see, I've actually scripted out this particular video here. So usually what I will do is once I script it out, I will leave my notebook off to the side because usually I am filming with my planner. And so I will leave this notebook open off to the side so that I can see my notes and be able to talk to you guys. Now with this one, I ended up taking a picture of this page and keeping it on my phone on the side here. So then that way I still have access to my notes because I knew I was going to be filming out of this particular notebook and flipping back and forth. But usually what I will do is keep all of my notes here, keep it off to the side so that I am able to easily see my notes and be able to talk to you guys as I am filming these videos. So I have a bunch of these in here where I will just script different things that I am thinking about and I will just add it into this notebook. And then when I am ready to film, I easily have tabbed that page of my notebook. I believe that this is Friday's video. And then this one is today's, and I'm also filming this for my other channel. So I love having these tabs here because it makes it really easy for me to flip back and forth through this notebook and see what I have put in here. And I'm easily able to refer to my script and remember everything that I wanted to discuss with you guys in these videos. The second way that I use this notebook is in order to write out different notes that have happened throughout the course of my day. So sometimes I will have meetings, sometimes I will be talking to a client, sometimes I will just need something to really quickly write something down. And I will use this notebook in order to keep track of the different things that I have going on throughout the course of my day, all of the notes or anything that has happened that may need to be put into my planner later on. So for instance, we were planning a brunch on September 26th. So I wrote down the details of the brunch in this notebook, knowing that I would transfer that information into my planner later. I will usually do this when I need to add more details than what I would normally put in my planner. So for instance, I put the date, I put the time, which this part is fine. But when I started adding additional things that I needed to do, like pick up folders and get baskets and make some stickers and pick up tables and chairs and other things that I needed to do, many times I will use this brainstorming notebook for that process because I don't want to leave out these additional details. So when I am trying to just think it through, instead of just not writing it down at all, I will write it in this brainstorming notebook so that I can have the information available. And then when I figure out how I want to add it to my planner, it's already here. I can just transfer it over. And this will happen a lot of times throughout the course of my day. For example, if a client calls and they have a particular question, I might write down their question within this notebook so that I am able to research it and get back to them. If I get back to them within the same day, then it may just stay within this notebook and never go into my planner. But if it is something that I need to follow up with them later on, I will add it into here and then add it to my planner to make sure that I actually follow up on the next day or whenever we have our next meeting scheduled. But this notebook is a great way for me to keep track of the additional details that may come up throughout the course of my day. That way I have it already in here. If it's something that needs to go into my planner, it can. But if it just lives here and I've already completed it, then I can just scratch it off. The third way that I will use my brainstorming notebook along with my planner is to keep ideas for my business, my home projects, or any additional goals that I have. So I do keep in my notebook a list of video ideas, and I have different places where I will keep my video ideas. I do keep them in this notebook. I also have a spot within my planner, and I also have an electronic place on my phone. But having this messy spot where I can just kind of brainstorm and just dump random ideas that may or may not actually make it to my planner is a great way for me to actually work out if this idea is something that I'm actually going to end up filming, because sometimes I get ideas and I can't figure out a way to actually film it, or I can't script it out. It doesn't really work out well, and so I may move on to another idea. But this notebook is a great place for me to actually work out that process. So I will keep all of my ideas. And as you can see, one of the first ideas I had was to talk about this notebook. And what I will do is usually mark it off after I have completed it. So I marked it this way to say I have completed it, or I will mark it the opposite way when I do one line. That means I decided not to do it. So I decided not to do my habit tracker because I ended up doing it as an Instagram reel. So I just kept it as a reel because I couldn't figure out how to make it a really long video. It's a pretty simple download that I use. So if you aren't following me on Instagram, you definitely should, because sometimes I will add quick videos or different things that I want to talk about that are more short as an Instagram reel or an IGTV instead of making it a full YouTube video. But I will keep ideas in here. This is a great way for me to just brain dump and just have a place where I can just be messy and write down any idea that I have, scratch it off if I don't like it, or keep going with it if I do like it. And on the opposite page, I have a list of all of my goals from October to December 2021. So these were the goals that I have listed out. I have also tabbed this page and listed it as my goals. And as I complete them, I will just check them off. And I like to keep it in here because usually in my planner, I only have 1 month. But since this is October through December and it is the quarter, I like to keep it in my notebook because I am constantly switching out my planner. And I will just keep track of the different things that I am currently working on. So I use this little tab in order to just tell me where I currently am, which I am currently working on my life planner. To revamp it, I don't have many changes that's coming for 2022, but I did want to make some small changes. So that's what I'm working on. I already completed my faith planner. I already completed my budget planner for 2022. So this is the next step, but this is a great way for me to kind of know where I am. And I will break down my goals even further on the back of this page. And if you didn't see my process for goal planning, I will link that video above because I did do an entire video on this particular process. But this is a great way for me to stay on top of my goals because it's in this brainstorming notebook. I'm constantly in this notebook every single day, which means I see them every single day. So this notebook, like I said, it's really, really messy. I will do a bunch of randomness in it. I will scribble in it. And my daughter actually did this, and we were on a plane and she was bored. So I just gave her this notebook because, like I said, it's not anything that I keep that's super neat. I just use it as I need it. As far as logistics with the notebook, I started this one September 16th. And it's November now, and as you can see, I don't have much left. It will probably last me until the end of December. I'm hoping I get to December. I may not. It just depends on how much I have going on and how much I just end up writing. But usually this notebook will last from 3 to 5 months. After I have finished writing in this notebook, meaning that it is completely full, the next thing that I will do is flip through this notebook and see if there's anything that I need to keep for long term. So sometimes I will write a note in this notebook that I do want to keep. So what I will do is transfer that note into my Evernote. And I am planning on doing a class on Evernote and how I use it in order to organize my digital notes. But anytime I write something in here that I want to last for a longer period of time, I will transfer it over into my Evernote after this notebook is completed. And that is how I use this notebook. I really do love it. Of course, I could keep this type of information within my planner, but what I realized is because I like to use so much paper and I'm writing all day, what ends up happening is I am using a lot of insert sheets. And I was going through a lot of insert sheets and having to repurchase them way too much for my liking. So I felt like a notebook would be just much easier to keep all of my ideas and all of my things just within this one book, and then I can add this notebook on my shelf when I am done. I do like to keep these notebooks just as long as I like to keep my planners, so I will keep them for about 2 years. And what I will do is just keep them on my bookshelf and number them. So this is my 3rd notebook for the year, so this is volume 3 of the 2021 notebook. That's why I will usually add the date to the very first page. You see how I added the date here, because this lets me know that that's the date that I started this notebook, and I am able to add it to the very front of the notebook. So I will add the beginning date and the ending date and the volume on this page after I am completed the notebook, and then add it to my shelf. So if I am ever looking for some notes, let's say I filmed a video and I wanted to see if I could find the notes for that particular video, I could easily look at when the video was posted and come to this notebook, pull it out, look at the dates, and then find the note that is within this notebook. And that is my process for using my brainstorming notebook. I really do love this notebook. It is a great pairing to my planner because my planner has those hardcore details, but my brainstorming notebook is just a place where I can just think and write down randomness, and I don't have to worry about anything that is written in it because it doesn't have to be neat or nice, just me thinking on paper, and that works so well for me. So guys, let me know, do you use a brainstorming notebook or any type of notebook in order to keep track of your thoughts throughout the course of your day? Please leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.